You know, I've been in the room for the last half hour and I've met every one of you, so this is a little odd, but fair enough. What I wanted to do was go around the room. We're a small group of people. There are some people around the world that are attending here and now. What is this? This is a lair, isn't it? This is what we call a lair. This is a group of men that gather together, hopefully not merely huddling for warmth, right? Some lairs are like that. I come to these places around the world, city to city. There are groups of men who gather together like this for social purposes. What we're going to do here is supernova explode our social circles. Imagine starting in a city for the first time. You're new to the city and you have to start from square one, right? Where do you start? You start with the 3 set. You have to actually open up groups. It's not finding a girl all by her onesie. The single set, that's not where we begin. Because women of beauty are rarely alone. They're usually in groups. So you're going to depend on how much you love humanity. Right? That's only the first level. The 3 set. But we all begin here. Right? New to a city. What if we could not just get good at opening 3 sets, but get good at the next level, which is merging sets. Allowing the last set that you opened to give you pre-selection, for instance, girls around you, to heat up an adjacent set. When you open up that second set, it'll open up much more easily because the comfort's already established that you have women around you. You can't be that threatening, right? Now, as men, do you know what it's like to be attracted to somebody bigger and stronger than you? That's a woman's perspective. So she's going to have fear of the person. Fear and excitement are the same. Adrenaline. So little fears of, you know, titillating, intoxicating. But if the discomfort is so much that she doesn't want to talk to you, then you cannot convey your personality and you cannot work to trigger her attraction, right? So this game is won in comfort. And one of the tools for building comfort is to merge groups. It makes them feel safe. When you're bouncing a girl from one venue to another and she's compromising her safety, she's actually putting herself into a compromising, threatening position, hopping into your car, and you met her that night, right? Only to arrive safely at the next venue, back out into a public gathering, huge amount of trust is established, right? So you have to have some trust established, at least a little bit, to get her into the car so that when she safely gets out of the car and wasn't kidnapped and taken back to your lair, right? She's safe and an additional trust is established. So it's almost as if the first 3 seconds of your game buys you the next 5 seconds, buys you the next 10. That is your open right there. That opening buys you the next minute. If you win over that minute, you're now 1.5 minutes in. Good on you, mate. You're 1.5 minutes in, right? That'll buy you the next 3 minutes, especially when you get to lock-in position. The all-important position, 3 to 5 minutes into every set you open, you're going to have to sit with them at some point. If you just stand there for 10 minutes working the set, they may be entertained enough by it, but because they're not locked in, they don't feel like they're with you, right? It may look, in fact, like you're gaming them. 3 seated girls and you're standing and shooting the shit, right? Or if you're not in lock-in position. If I'm leaned back and the girls are around me, if I'm standing, I don't want to be, the girls here. Feed me? No, let's try this again. The girls over here. This is kind of frat housey. Does a woman live here? No. Is there a high-heeled shoe at the front door? Right. If a woman's here, about here. Where are you? If I game her like this, if it looks like I'm gaming her, I lose value, right? I don't look hot to adjacent sets. But if I switch her, if I grab her, and turn her, and I lock in, I look cooler. It looks like the girl's gaming me, right? Now it works, it's like its own feedback loop. It works for this girl. She will feel a little bit like I'm more attractive. She'll feel that just by this alone. But more importantly, it's the adjacent sets all around the room. Because you're not doing one set, coming home, one set. You're going to take this set and you're going to use this to build some social proof. You know, laughter, smiles, girls around you, to open up adjacent sets. And when you open them up, they open like a hot knife through butter. They just open because you're already pre-selected. Pre-selection is 80% of the ballgame. That's what this game's really all about. A girl can save the time of having to get to know you. If she knows that other women already have chosen you, she's going to have to fight for your attention. So that's what we attempt to do. Our goal as pickup artists is to add the art form back into this. It's not just the science of pickup. It's the art of pickup. What do pickup artists do? They pick up. It's an art form, right? And we are all performing artists. We're pickup artists. Now, you don't have to be that professionally, although some of us are in this room, right? But you do need to have a pickup artist inside your head to turn on when you need, man up son, and turn off when you don't need, right? Every one of us. Let's get good at the 3-set. Let's decide on that. It's basic and advanced to do mergings. Let's do mergings. It's more fun for the girls. It's more fun for us. It gives us advanced maneuverability. I can't isolate my target in a 2-set, right? The next level is where you let last night's successes assist you in this night's successes. Bring the girls out. It's a party weekend. The girls that you're going to meet tonight, you're going to meet again, I hope, tomorrow. Bring them out, right? Especially the ones that have become, friendly to you, but aren't yet hot for it. They're not yet hot for you. A social life has to be established. Now here's the 4th level of game. This is what I think, this is the point, what we should all do. This is where you let last month's successes assist you in this month's successes. Fair? I'm going to grab a seat again. Thank you. No false time constraints. I'm really sitting. I can only stay a second. I got my friends here. No false time constraint. Right. That's the game plan. Some of you already have a social life established. Maybe you have some girls in your life. You know what? I think I can bless this room already and say, look, clear-minded, no one's being an asshole and wearing sunglasses and being too cool for school. We're adults here. You know what I mean? This is real-world pickup. This is pickup that works. It has to. This is how we do it. I deliver the goods. The responsibility of education lies in the student, not the teacher. Learning pickup, it's like learning a martial art. When you think, oh, it'll take me 6 months to get good at this, when you're 6 months in, you'll realize, no, I need a year and a half. When you're a year and a half in, you'll realize, I need 3. When you're 3, you'll realize, I'm on my way. It's working, right? But you have to be dedicated to it as an art form. I suspect all of you are, or you wouldn't be, in this goofy situation. We're a big group of men, right? Again, there's room at the top for everyone. I hope many of us are going out tonight. We're going out. Shits and giggles. Another reason to party, right? Let's not step on each other's toes. Let's abide by wingmanship rules. There is room at the top for everyone. There's always girls going spare. There is no scarce resource. You may feel that from time to time, but that's only because you haven't flooded yourself with the experience of consistent beauty. Let's get accustomed to beauty. This month. You know how some women, they're so damn beautiful, they make you feel different, and you behave differently? And then you think, I can't use the material I've been using on the regular girls. I need something special. I need my super killer routine, right? Styles eliciting values routine. I need that one. I don't have it down yet, but she's hot, I'm using it. No, don't use new material, stuff you're not practiced, with, on the girls that really you want to win with, right? So what are we doing over the next while? Not only are we going to build a social circle, but we're going to build a learning curve so that 6 weeks from now, when a woman of particular quality comes along, you'll have the skill set, the technical skill set to get her. Fair? Now, I understand we're all at different levels of experience. We're different levels of skill in this game, right? And we are a small room. A few more have come into the back of the room here. Gentlemen. Hello, everyone. Pleasure. You may want to, just get yourself comfy. Find a nice spot. And welcome. Very good. Let's go around the room, if that's all right. I'd like to get some of your experiences. I'd like this to be an informal Q&A, rather than my teaching the mystery method, how to get beautiful women into bed, the structure. I have a suspicion many of you already know what the structure is. So maybe what we can do is fill in that structure. We fill in the structure to meet the objective of each phase, so we can get to each phase. Imagine every phase, from meat to sex, every phase. Imagine if we had some cognitive tools, some tools in our arsenal, something to do, right? I'd like to fill those in with your material. Fair? So, first question, we're going to start with you. Your name?
Axel.
Axel.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. A1, opening. We need openers, we need false time constraints from the moment our eyes meet that set, the first time she sees our warm, smiling eyes.
Use whatever's around my situation.
Situational opener.
Yeah, situational.
Nice shoes. Thanks, my boyfriend bought them. Lock it. Fair?
Yeah.
Have you considered expanding your arsenal to include a myriad of openers? And field test them to find out which ones last to set open. Like this one. Do you know who sings this song? You spin me rats round, baby, rats round, like a record, baby. Who sings this song? It's Dead or Alive, thank you. Works great. Yesterday we were out, right?
Yep.
What happened?
It absolutely blew open the set.
It just blew
everyone was
open the
laughing and Googling it.
Eric, you were there, you saw that?
Oh yeah, even from a distance, he was like yelling that, 20 feet away.
Yeah, and did they sing?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
awesome. Yeah, it
It
really
just
was.
But they were sure it was Billy Idol.
Especially because nobody could figure
And they were
it out.
saying Billy Idol,
Nobody
and I'm
ever
going,
said that.
no, it's not Billy Idol. But I needed to be able to break their, the agreement. She says something, most guys are like, yes, and, trying to build a yes ladder right away. I'm trying to break rapport. I'm like, no, you're off your rocker. It's not Billy Idol. Enough to like lean back and go, oh gosh, no. Right? I can recover from that. I can work with that. I'm now much more comfortable to hang with because I'm not willing to stand up, walk over there, shoulder and shoulder, face them. They haven't earned that from me. That's why they get kind of that dismissive, hey, who sings this song? Something you can do in a quieter venue like the rooftop at Standard in the day, right? In the evening, early evening. But at nighttime, you're going to have to go in, you're going to have to go in close and open the whole group loudly, right? So you have no openers. What do you say to the girl when you initiate the chat? Something situational. Let's say it's a 3-set, a guy and 2 girls.
Whatever's on my mind, I'll just ask him about an opinion, or whatever's on my mind, I'll just talk about it. If I see something particular, I'll say like, oh, like, where'd you get that? And then it'll start a conversation I'll relate it to my life, and then go from there.
So what's really important for you to be able to do then is to stack to the next routine. Have like a segue, a reasoning for it. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. Your name?
Martin.
Martin. Yes,
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure. A2, after you've opened the set, and you got the hook point.
Yeah.
Do you have any stories that you tell that you know will actually lead the group entirely? Because
yeah.
Sometimes they're not by themselves, right? Sometimes it's a 5-set, right? 3 girls, 2 guys. So you know at least one girl's going spare. You gotta open it, right?
Yeah.
What material do you find yourself using
I
for attraction?
I use something like this. Or I guess spiritual. I usually say yes, right?
Opener.
Or no, whatever, right?
Right.
I'm actually very spiritual, right? And I was hanging out in Peru, right? I went there to see the ruins, the Mayan ruins.
This is great already.
Which are amazing, right? And it's such a spiritual place, right? If you ever go there, you will definitely feel the energy of the place, right? Which is amazing. But anyway, we got lost in the jungle, and we got into this really weird ayahuasca ritual. Do you know what ayahuasca is? Yeah. Yes, no, right? And then I tell them about this out-of-body experience that I had, right?
Right.
And I'm like, well, it's this highly hallucinogenic mushroom that you take,
Right.
and it allows you to have out-of-body experiences,
And
right?
you tell them about the experiences of that.
Exactly.
It's great. Great for those who are curious about an experience that needs to be had at some point in every man's
Exactly.
life, every person's life.
Right. And then I take
Maybe
them
not
on-
when they're 21 though.
No.
Little 21-year-old girl in a club. No.
No.
But fair.
Right.
Okay, good.
Cool.
Good.
And then I
What
keep
do you
going.
stack to?
It's like a long thing.
Understood. I didn't mean to cut you off on it, but you have it.
Yeah.
You got a story. Does everyone have a story to get into?
Yes.
You have that next story, right? Do you know how to stack? Stack material?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not out to make people robotic in saying that there are such a thing as routines in itself, but they're your routines, they're your stories. You have to call them something. Let's call them gambits. A gambit is any piece of the puzzle from meat to sex. Any soundbite, a soundbite is a gambit, an opener is a gambit. A neg, if you know what a neg is. We have to sometimes disqualify ourselves from being considered a potential suitor to our target because the mom's there, you know, or because the boyfriend's there. You don't know. We need to disarm, not just to make her have to requalify herself to you, you know, make her feel that need to fill the void that you've created and qualified and chase you. That's one reason, but it's also to disarm all the obstacles. If I say to a girl, "Hun, can we just turn that girl-boy dynamic off for a little bit?" You know, for lack of a better word, will be spiritual. Fair? Like it's Christmas. You throw that out, and the guys are disarmed by it. And then you go back to shooting the shit with the guys with her still in earshot. Right? You're uploading your DHVs into her head without having to directly hit on her and uncomfortably piss off all the friends that are around. Right? That's why we need some form of story to rely on. Now, what's even smarter, and this is what you've already done, is to note that when you're telling a story, you're either going to be demonstrating a higher value. In his case, it's spiritually enlightened. It's traveler, right? You didn't go alone, right? And it's an interesting topic. You know, talking about relationships or the unknown. Those are two very interesting topics that you can stick to in any public gathering, right? Good. Okay. I have lots of thoughts on this. We're just going to move forward, right? Open. A2. Demonstrate higher value. It takes 3 to 5 minutes. Hello, hello, welcome.
Hello.
Come on in, settle in. I'm so sorry we have no extra seats. It's a full house, but there's a lot of nice walls. Settle in. Good to meet you.
No worries, thank you.
Fair. Your name?
Michael.
Michael. Nice to meet you. Pleasure. A3. Assuming we've already demonstrated higher value, pre-selection, leader of men, a story about how you had to save your girlfriend from being chased after work. She's driving home after her strip club job, and some assholes are following her home from work, and she calls you up to save the day. That's protector of loved ones. That's a protector of loved ones story, right? To say that I turned to my friends and said, guys, I got my girl on the phone here on the horn. We got to roll. No questions asked, they just roll. You're now the leader of men within that story. So we need to, in A2, DHV ourselves and hit the 5 main attraction switches. Pre-selection, leader of men, protector of loved ones, show a willingness to emote, and finally, show that you're a successful risk taker. Sometimes the successful risk taker is as simple as you have the girl on your arm and you decide to use that pre-selection to open up an adjacent set. Have you ever seen two girls kiss, or two girls kissing, that's another one. Just a regular couple kissing. You ever see that happen in a club? Guy and a girl are kissing? Do you know how fun it is to walk in, tap them on the shoulder and say, may I cut in? It's funny, right? And then you go grab the guy dancing with a bit. Come on, give us some love, brother. And it's funny and you laugh it off and off you walk. The importance of doing that, though, is when you have a girl on your arm and you're saying, hey, let's go find my friend, my wingman, right? Let's go find him. Meanwhile, that happens and you can show her that you are a risk taker, right? But with her on your arm, you're protected from anything negative from happening from there. You're teasing, I'm teasing, I'm teasing. I got myself, I'm good, pal, I'm good, right? So you won't be threatened by the joke. But do you see how it's necessary? Some guys, what they'll do is they go up to a girl by herself, never meet her friends. And she never gets to meet your friends. And she never gets to meet you, interact with any other human being. For some men, that's the dream. Go in and find a girl, she's in front of a magazine rack, right? It's like, there she is, all by her onesie. Let's get her, right? I want the girls in those magazines. And they're not alone, standing in front of magazine racks. Hey, when it's a girl all by her onesie, by all means, go in, and you can even open direct. But what happens if there are some men there? You don't know who's who. Then indirect is a much more powerful way of opening. Gives you more maneuverability. You have much longer time 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 12 minutes to demonstrate your personality before she has to choose whether she's going to sleep with you or not, as opposed to the opener, would you like to sleep with me? Right? That's direct. That's a direct opener. Wow, you're gorgeous. Boy, I wish you were naked. I didn't say that. Direct opening. Arg, Billy. Show us your big cock. Social violation theory, you can get away with a lot of wonderful things that feel that way. When they're by themselves. But when they're with others, then you're working a group. Many more people are going to pipe up, right? And they may screw with you if you're screwing with them, being so in your face. But a girl by herself, you can go up and you can actually, you know, say, wow, you are so gorgeous. I'm trying so hard not to make out with you right now. No, I'm not in that headspace. Where was I? Oh yeah, we were talking about me. But enough about me. What do you think of me? Don't answer. That was rhetorical. Was that rhetorical? Yeah, that was rhetorical. So was that. Once we've got our DHVs uploaded, triggered the attraction, right? Successful risk taker. A willingness to emote, to show a rich range of emotion. She may not know who you are, but in the last 5 minutes, your emotions look normal. She can trust that your emotional circuitry is normal. When you tell a story, you can grimace at certain aspects of it. You can freak out, you know? Like when I went into the elevator and I saw, okay, I got a buddy. He's engaged to a girl. That girl I saw in the elevator making out with another girl. Now, if she was making out with a guy, that'd be cheating, right? But she was making out with another girl. Is that cheating? Aha! Is that cheating? Not my girl. It was hot for me. I was in the elevator just going, ah, welcome to Hollywood. Right? But the question is, do I tell him? That is a good opener. Beautiful opener to use. I'm not hitting on the girl. I'm not saying, hi, what's your name? Where are you? Where are you from? Right? To engage them in a conversation. Instantly, instant rapport. Builds comfort. Buys you time. Also, there's something known as compliance momentum. I need the girl to be compliant to me. Ultimately, I'll be saying bend over at some point. Right? I would like her to do that. Maybe not as your opener, although that's the dream, right? But if we can get a little bit of compliance early on, later on, there'll be momentum. You know, can you hold this for a sec? Thank you. And reward them for the good behavior. Say thank you for holding something. Take it back. Thanks. Right? If holding her hand is going to make her feel uncomfortable, how do you think kissing her is going to make her feel? So sometimes you have to get her comfortable with you in stages. Right? When does that start? Early. Often. Have Eric, you were out with me last night?
Yep.
Did you see me go keno with any girls?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, I did.
So, how many girls did I squeeze or hug or spin?
Half a dozen, I don't know.
Right? Early and often. And it looked, in your opinion, normal, or
Oh, sure, they were
was
giggling.
I too over the top?
Oh, they were giggling the whole time, and you know, you crack their thumb joints, or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. You know that,
whatever
that
bit
one?
of-
You do that, and you know them all. You can get every one of them, right? There are some missing ones, if you allow me. The space from here to here. See that distance from here to here? Same distance in. There's a knuckle in here. Loosen up. Listen to this. In all your life, here we need symmetry. In all your life, you didn't know that you could do that. That there is like a hidden knuckle that you can crack. And now you know, right? It allows me to touch. Go keno. Get her comfortable with my touch. Touch often. Touch early. I want her to get physiologically accustomed to my touch. Hell, I want to hold her. Right? I just don't want her to go, right? I want her to enjoy that. And if it requires me bringing her in, and if I get a pity pat, I can, you know, where if she goes like this, I can say, was that a pity pat? Oh, you asshole. Rub it out. Good girl. Now get off me. Right? If I have to touch again and again and again over the course of the night to get her accustomed to my touch and know that every time I do compromise her comfort a little bit by holding her, that she gets let go every time. I need to demo that. Every set that I do, anytime I go keno with a target, with the girl of my interest, right? I got to get her accustomed to me. So the power, in my opinion, of any keno escalation, of any touch, the power of it is in the roll-off. It's in the fact that you're getting off of her and giving her the space to have to chase you, to re-engage you, right? Not all awkward pauses are really awkward. They're pregnant pauses. That's what they are. They're not awkward pauses. They're pregnant pauses. Awkward is when a routine ends. You're done and you have to start up a new routine and you, oh shit, what do I already ended my story and I have to start a new one. They're leaving now. Shit. Right? Does that ever happen? Here's an example of an awkward pause. Excuse me, what time is it? Not that you'd ever open with excuse me, because that's the vagrant's opener. Change that to hey guys. Or, okay, get this. Those are examples of attention getting first words. Right? Or even, hi, get this. And go right into your opener. Rather than saying your opener and they say, what? Is kissing cheating? What? Is kissing cheating? Don't want to repeat yourself. It's low value behavior. So you say, okay, is kissing cheating? Now you don't have to repeat yourself because you just have to get their attention with something. But don't use excuse me or sorry to bother you. Some people do that. Don't open weak. Don't apologize for talking to them. And don't tell them that you're already considering yourself a bother. Sorry to bother you. Or worse, asking to ask a question. Do you mind if I ask you a question? Don't ask to ask, fucking ask. Better? State it. Fair? Getting to the point of this awkward pause though. Excuse me, do you know what time it is? 10:30. Oh, thank you. So, come here often? Where do you go once the conversation is ended? Where do you start up again? How do you do that? That's an awkward pause. For me, I will purposely put them in to make her re-engage, right? Did that yesterday successfully. I remember having an experience where I shot the shit for a bit, then I shut up, turned, waiting, and in less time than I thought it would take, because I'm willing to lose the set at that point. She's gonna not re-engage me after a couple good DHVs have been uploaded, right? And a hug and a roll-off. She needs to show some interest, and of course then she pipes up with, so, you were saying, right? And she fills in the gap. That's why pregnant pauses are healthy. But the ending of a routine, giving you that awkward pause, isn't healthy. So I'm gonna give you a solution to this. You ready for it? It's called multiple threading. If I have a story, and I begin here and I end it here, right? And the story's over, I have to now start a new story, and that gives that pregnant or awkward pause. What I'd rather do is start a story, cut it off halfway. Oh, actually that reminds me, have any of you been to the Hollywood sign? Have any of you touched the Hollywood sign yet? You gotta like jump a fence, climb up, bring a girl, it's fun, right? Notice how we're now talking about the Hollywood sign when seconds ago we were talking about multiple threading, right? That's how you do it. You cut yourself off because you don't have to finish any of your stories. They're your fucking stories. You can cut yourself off, especially before they do. Keep it fast and interesting, and you're doing it for a purpose here. Halfway through the story, you start a new one. While you're in the middle of it, okay, get this. This reminds me. You don't even have to say it reminds me. Just cut to the next one, right? When that one is almost over, start a new one, right? When that one, all of a sudden you decide to finish that one, it's over, it's really hard to start a new one. But you can say, where was I? Oh yeah, you still have 2 incomplete stories that you've begun. So where was I? Oh yeah. Right? When that story's over, say I finished the Hollywood story, I can try to start a new one and lose value, or I can go back to a previously opened one again. And we still have another one, right? So that's how we do it. It's both advanced and basic. It's basic in that you have to use it tonight. It's basic. We got to use multiple threading tonight, right? It's advanced in that you have to learn all your stories independently, get them up to speed. your material. You're the comedian. It's your stage show. That's your 3 set. The one person you can trust to be there, though, on your side, is you. As long as you know what your material is, especially when you're scared shitless, first set of the night, your emotional state may not be in the right, you may not be in the right state. It's not a confident state. That's not what I'm concerned with. The best pickup artists in the world are nervous. They really are, especially on the open. You got guys watching on top of it. Not only do you have to get the girl, but your boys are there, right? So that can be a bit of an issue. At the same time, you know, it can propel you. Boys are watching. Don't fuck up. In you go. So do multiple threads. It's advanced. You gotta learn them all separately. Learn your material. Learn them tonight. Because tomorrow, if you're going out, you want to have some of the material that you're still iffy with to be tight and ready to go for when it's important. Make sense? All right. Next up is this qualifying concept. 3 to 5 minutes in, you've already locked in maybe the whole set or isolated one of the girls. You want to qualify her. Don't give her indicators of interest just because she gave you indicators of interest. That's not reason enough. Yeah, she's hot. They're all hot. We're all beautiful people. That's my reframe anyway. Right? She has to say something that makes me act interested. Right? So in A2, in the second phase, while I'm DHVing, it's going to be like a 90% me, 10% them ratio of conversational ratio. It's more me. I need to upload DHVs. I don't need to know her name. I'm not interested in her name. I don't know her from a hole in the wall. Here's a hole in the wall. Here's her. Same thing. And yet I'm curious. Is there more to you than meets the eye? How's life been from birth till now? How's it been? Right? I've got a lot of commonalities with these strangers. We're all earthlings. We're all in the same celestial sphere. We are all bottom dwellers under 60 miles of an ocean of air. Right? Lots of commonalities to share with these girls. But we gotta get them, we gotta bait them. We gotta get them to give us those DHVs so we can give her indicators of interest for having said it. Right? So that's what qualifying is all about. The act of qualifying is a high value of male behavior. It's an entire phase. The fact that you're not saying, wow, you're absolutely gorgeous, please come home with me. You're saying, yeah, you're beautiful and beauty's common. Is there more to you than meets the eye? You know, who are you? And that's special because. Let them win you. But not on the open. Unless you've been seen with girls already, so you can have those, you know, you've got 80% of all the DHVs you need with pre-selection. When you enter, like for instance, if I've got laughter and smiles with a bunch of girls at the bar, I can over the shoulder open up the bartender by saying, is there more to you than meets the eye? I'm already qualifying the girl because I've got pre-selection set already. I'm already considerably attractive. I'm considered attractive to her because if she says no to me, hey, I still got 3 more options around me and she knows it, right? We want to set up those situations tonight, right? Finally, in qualifying, we want to move into a lock-in, sit-down position so that we can start building comfort, and that's C1, the first of the 3 main phases in the comfort stage. C1, C2, C3. C1 is all the comfort that you could possibly build with that girl and her group so that you can effect either a time bridge or a bounce. A bounce, simple, we're going to bounce the girls' comfort and trust that they're going to feel excited to go and safe to go, right? But if her friend comes, maybe a little safer. You know what's even more safer? 2 or 3 more girls are with them already. And the girls are saying, yeah, come on, right? There's like the bro code. Well, girls have a girl coding thing that they'd like to do as well. You know, like, is this okay, honey? Is this okay? It's okay. Yeah, come on, right? Then they feel safe. And there's room at the top for everyone, right? Bring lots of girls. They're safe, but you also have the opportunity to structure a challenge for the girl, right? Go after one girl, get nothing. Go after this one, get nothing. Go after both, pull them both in, and let them both meet, right? It's that other girl her presence there that is invading the investment this girl has already given you. This girl's trying to steal my investment. I've already talked to this guy for 30 minutes. Who's this girl? Well, that's my next set. Well, that's my last set. I'm bringing her in now. Right? Let them meet. They'll be so nice to each other. They're going to Facebook each other and everything. And then when you call up the girls, go out 4 nights a week, which means go out more than you stay home. Go out. Let's be social. 7 billion people on the planet. We're social people, right? Let's keep that momentum. Go out more than you stay home, right? A learning curve can be built that way, right? Patterns will be discovered. The patterns of what it's like to open up sets and merge them together and see that there are these reoccurring patterns like you need to lock in. You need to introduce people to other people. So, how do you all know each other? That's a waypoint. To actually say, so, how do you all know each other? Don't want to open with it because it telegraphs some interest. But in A3, when you're qualifying the girl, she's already earned enough of your interest to ask questions about her. You weren't interested at first, but now you are. Right? So how do you all know each other? Who are your friends? Oh, you're co-workers. All right. I got to know this stuff. You know, can I make out with her in front of them? I don't know yet. Right? Do I have to pull her by the hand and take her aside? Do I have to disarm her co-workers in order to, you know, can I borrow her for a second? I'll bring her right back. Just want to introduce her to a friend of mine. And then the friend, of course, is your lips around the corner, you know. But you don't know whether you need to pull her aside, pull her away. You have to meet the friends, right? We had talked about these different levels of game, that last month, right? The last months of successes, assisting you in this month's successes. Having a social life. Imagine 30 days from now we're going to have a barbecue. That's all. How many people are going to show? Right? Now, the good news is, gentlemen, you already have burgeoning social circles. Let's get to know each other. I think that's agenda enough. Having our social circles supernova explode. Some of my girls will meet some of your girls. And within that, he's going to be there. Maybe the sister of one of the girls that you like likes him, right? Nothing safer than a barbecue at 2 p.m. on a rooftop patio. Right? Beautiful scene. Everyone gets to meet. 30 days from now, I hope we're going to set something like that up. See what you can draw in. I like saying, you bring the party, I'll bring the girls. Right? Is that something we can do? Who's got a burgeoning social circle already with girls going to spare? Cool. A few of us. And the others are like, he just wants my girls, man. I'm good. Because I'm good at that 3 set, right? I'm good at merging. I like bringing girls from last night out again, right? And I like working long game. You know, I've been here for the last 5 weeks. I've been kicked in the ass. This game is so tough and so, you know, ball kicking. You need diligence, you need patience. You need to keep going, you know. There's no stopping. Stop when you're dead, right? If you're at home alone and you don't have a girl with you and you feel that desire, step it up, son. It's time to get dressed. Let's go out. We're going to be out more than we stay home. The only time we're going to be home is when we don't want to go out because we really want our space. And that's a quality problem to get to, right? More likely, you're not leaving the house because you got a girl coming over, right? You don't want to take every girl out again. Sometimes you actually want to pull them into your life and never bring them back to the scene of the crime where you met them, you know? But some girls, hey, they got friends. They're going spare. We're going out tomorrow night. So the girls we're going to meet tonight, we're going to bring them out tomorrow night. That's the goal. Yeah, it's party weekend. Yeah, we're going to go on a 3-day bender. Join us. Join us halfway through. Right? C1. What's your name?
Kumar.
Kumar. Pleasure. Mystery. C1. Comfort. This game is won in comfort. It's comfort game. Ultimately, I want the girl comfortable enough to be okay with touching me. Simple concept. But what if making out with a girl turns to arousal and you're in the club still? You actually have to be the first to slow it down. We're the guys who slow it down. It'll actually speed up game. When you say, babe, come on, off the lap, let's slow it down, let's rejoin our friends. Our friends being her friends. You just met them. But, you know, took the girl around the corner, you're not gonna stay there forever. You now know you like each other, great. Don't turn it into some hot, horny, you know, finger fest. That's actually clean still, I'm still PG. I was, until that thought. Bring her back to her group. Bring her back to her group. It isn't seedy pickup, it isn't just snag that one girl, pull her away. It's, there's a problem, her friends are there, there's an opportunity, her friends are there. I want this girl to see what I'm like with her friends. I want to win them over. I want them to feel comfortable with me. I also want her to meet my friends, even if it's just that last set. I also want them to see what I'm like with people she knows I'm new to, and she doesn't know. I want her to know that I have at least some social ability, right? Because that's valuable in a mate, right? Do you have that as your game plan in Comfort? Of meeting her friends? Yeah, come meet my friends, they're right here. They're gonna love you. And you're formal at that point. Maybe a name exchange will happen then. But note that the name exchange isn't happening on the open. Hi, I'm Eric, what's her name? It's boring. You can do it, that kind of telegraphs interest. And it's boring as hell. As opposed to, I'm not random, I'm rainbow. That's right, I said it. And I'm sticking to it. Much more interesting to initiate a conversation that way, right? Just food for thought. In other words, everything that comes out of your mouth, there should be some uniqueness to it. Something clever. These girls are very clever. Fair? Now you're in C1. 5 to 15 seconds opening. In A2, start DHVing, just bragging, but doing it with class. You know, doing it with some finesse. It's an art form, right? Using nags if necessary during A2, 3 to 5 minutes, right? In order to put her in her place so she knows that she's not being hit on. You know, there's no off button on her. She's pooping words. I can smell it. I can smell it. How do you roll with her? I have a thought about you. I already figured out why you and I are never going to get along. You know why? We're too similar. Yeah. You won't take my shit. I won't take your shit. What fun's that? I am curious about something though. I'll actually get to it in a little moment. We were talking about C1. Putting her in her place. It's not being mean. It's just making her secretly comfortable knowing that I'm not specifically hitting on her. But what it does do is it buys me a few more minutes to upload those DHVs into her head. Even if I don't have to talk directly to her, right? Put her in her place, talk to the others, DHVs are being uploaded, good. Once there are enough DHVs, 3 DHVs are good, right? She discovers that I'm pre-selected by women, I'm a leader of men, in my tribe, I'm a tribal leader. And my emotional circuitry seems to be playful, and I'm in a good mood, and everything is normal. Although he's a little quirky, right? And excited to be alive. That's a start. I'm going to start getting at least, you know, a couple indicators. And I'm going to draw out in A3, qualifying. Qualifying is 8 to 12 minutes long. You're already locked in with her, right? Asking her questions, getting to invest in you. And there are a bunch of games that you can use. They're qualifying games. Asking questions. There's the question game. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah.
You just go back and forth. You're asking each other questions. Really what that is, you know? Play the question game. Right, so now you're in Comfort 25 minutes to 40 minutes into the set. Some people think that it's 3 minutes to getting a phone number. This is modern pickup, gentlemen. Have you noted we're not really going after phone numbers anymore? Have you not noticed that Skype IDs and Facebook URLs are just more convenient? Facebook, for instance, on the iPhone 5 anyway, has a audio thing, a recording button, right? You know how handy that is for personality conveying? Gone are the days of texting a girl. Now you can just leave your voice and convey some color and character that you can't do in text. We don't want to do text. Text is for handling logistics. Texting is what men do. What time is the party? Where's it at? Send me the map link. That's what texting's for, to handle logistics. For lengthy dialogue, I'll get on the horn, I'll get on the phone for that. Or minute-long audio files back and forth. Personality is conveyed. Fair? It's not about getting the number in 3 minutes or getting her email address in 3 minutes. Yeah, I got her, man, I got her. No, you didn't. It's worth the paper it's written on. It's wood. 25 minutes. The girl has now invested some time in you. So you got an A1, A2, A3, start moving off into the C1 location, start your C1 material, right? And then 25 to 40 minutes in, you can go for a close. You may want to get the phone number, or Skype ID, or contact exchange, we'll call it, a few minutes into the set, but then don't leave it. At least stay 5 extra minutes to show her that you're sincerely wanting to know her, and it's not like some seedy pickup. Some girls, you know, they're young, 21 years old, they understand this whole pickup thing, they like you a little bit, and they exchange the number, and then say, okay, well, nice meeting you, I gotta get back to my friends, as opposed to you saying, well, introduce me to your friends, we're here. Stay in that set, show interest. You got her contact number, great. Doesn't mean you don't like her, you would like to hang with her more, introduce me. Hey, let me introduce your friends to my friends. Make that happen. Be the social butterfly, that's something that you can give as a gift to the friends. You know how lovely it is to be introduced as a warm approach? You're thankful for it. Hey man, I'm going to introduce you to some girls. Be cool. Wait, you're going to say no to that? Come on, let's go, let's roll, right? And the girls are like that as well. Hey, I'm going to introduce you to some very sophisticated gentlemen. This is Tweedledum, this is Tweedledee. Fair. 25 to 40 minutes. And then we go for a phone number, or better, a bounce. Let's pull the girls that night. Let's get her phone number, certainly. And a reason to call them. You know, on Thursday, my friends are heading to the Magic Castle. I'm going there, show starts 8:30, so I'll pick you up 7:30, and hide your shoulders, because it's the type of place that you're not allowed to wear spaghetti straps. I gotta wear a tie. It's very, you know, pish-posh. And you're gonna love it. Bring your friends too, if you'd like. Even if I never do bring her there. At least I have a reason to get the phone number, something that we're going to do. Then I can call her the very next day and say, hey, there's a little gathering of friends. It's started now and they're going to be here in about an hour. Can you hop in the car? Come on over. You already have her number. You already have a reason to see each other again. So you might as well hang out a little bit before then. Right? That's a time bridge. There are 2 sides to that time bridge. And it's about 40 minutes to get to that. Maybe 25. 25 at the least. You know? That's pickup. Does that ring true to you? I mean, some sets will go long, will go 2 hours, you're in the club, and then you just bounce them all out. Hopefully, with your wingman, you'll get 2 or 3 sets. Merged all together, yeah, we're head back, after party. Now you can do what's known as mid-game. I think we should take a break though, right? Take a little 5-minute break. I can perhaps get a smoke, we can stand, stretch your asses, rub your neighbor's asses, right? And we'll come back and in 5 minutes.